Most seniors believe stroke risk comes from obvious junk food, from fast food drive-thrus, or massive salt binges. But in the deep analysis of senior health data, the pattern is far more disturbing, and frankly, it is heartbreaking. Strokes after 60 are often triggered by foods you trust the most, foods you have likely had in your refrigerator for decades. The patient often lived a clean life, walked daily, and avoided sugar, yet ended up in the ER because of a hidden vascular trigger consumed just hours before bed. I'm Olha Kozyk. As a medical psychologist, I specialize in the intersection of your habits and your biology, and we need to talk about the culprit hiding in plain sight: cheese. What worked for your body at 40 can be a biological landmine at 70. We are seeing a crisis of wake-up strokes, and through my work I have identified that generic advice is failing our seniors. If you are serious about protecting your brain and maintaining your independence, you need to understand the biochemistry of your own body. This is exactly why you must visit the link on screen or search Olha Kozyk. I don't just look at generic guidelines, I specialize in the micro-adjustments necessary for longevity. You can book a one-on-one consultation with me to tailor these neurological insights to your specific blood work, your metabolic rate, and your lifestyle. But for now, today, we are breaking down why cheese becomes a hidden vascular trigger as we age. Let's start with the physiological reality of being over 60. When you are 30, your vascular system is like a brand new rubber hose, elastic, flexible, and forgiving. If you ate a high-sodium meal, your kidneys would rapidly filter it out. But after 60, the inner wall of your vessels becomes stiffer, it becomes less forgiving. When you consume high-sodium, high-tyramine cheeses, your body doesn't just process them, it struggles against them. We need to talk about the silent assassin in aged cheese, tyramine. I see comments all the time saying, "Olha, I've eaten sharp cheddar my whole life and I'm fine." Here is the medical reality those comments miss. Tyramine is an amino acid that forms as proteins in cheese break down over time. The longer a cheese is aged, think extra sharp cheddar, gorgonzola, blue cheese, or Parmesan, the higher the tyramine concentration. In a younger body, an enzyme called monoamine oxidase breaks this down quickly, but as we age, our levels of this enzyme often fluctuate or decrease. When you eat these cheeses, especially in the evening, that excess tyramine floods your system and triggers the release of norepinephrine. This is a stress hormone. It causes your blood vessels to clamp down. This leads to what we call a hypertensive crisis, a sudden, sharp spike in blood pressure. If you have a small, undetected weakness in a vessel wall, that cheese-induced spike can be the breaking point. And because this often happens at night, you might sleep through the warning signs, only to suffer a cerebrovascular event. Now we have the category of processed cheeses, the slices, the spreads, the American cheese blocks. I call these vascular anchors. These products are engineered with emulsifying salts, specifically phosphates. In my research, I often point out a crucial link often missed in general advice, the link between dietary phosphates and vascular calcification. Instead of going to your bones, calcium can be pulled out and deposited where it doesn't belong, into the soft tissues of your arteries. You are literally hardening your pipes from the inside out. If you are eating these processed slices daily, you are accelerating arterial stiffness. This makes a stroke not a matter of if, but when. Now, a common rebuttal I hear is the French paradox. People ask, why do the French eat so much cheese and have lower heart disease rates? It is a valid question, but you have to look at the context, something I cover extensively in my private consultations. The French typically eat cheese at lunch, not at 10 p.m. watching TV. They eat smaller portions. They often eat raw milk cheeses with different enzyme profiles. And critically, they walk significantly more. If you are sedentary, over 60, and eating processed or aged cheese late at night, you cannot compare your biology to a rural French farmer. You are creating a sludge effect in your blood. This brings us to blood viscosity. Stroke risk is heavily influenced by how thick and sticky your blood is. Cheese is high in saturated fats and sodium. When you consume this combination late in the evening, you increase the viscosity of your blood right before you go to sleep. During sleep, your heart rate slows, your blood pressure should dip, and your hydration levels drop because you aren't drinking water for 8 hours. If your blood is thick with lipids and sodium and your vessels are stiff, you create a state of low flow in the small capillaries of the brain. This stagnant flow is the breeding ground for a clot. This is the recipe for an ischemic stroke. So, does this mean you can never eat cheese again? No, but you have to change how you eat it. This is where my strategy of nutrition timing changes the game. Number 1, adopt the no sunset rule. If you are over 60, cheese is a daytime food. It should be consumed when your metabolism is active. Never, ever use cheese as a bedtime snack. Number 2, understand the sodium sensitivity shift. Many seniors switch to low-fat cheeses, thinking they are making a heart-healthy choice. But check the labels. Manufacturers often pump low-fat versions with extra sodium to make them taste good. If the sodium per serval is over 200 milligrams, it is a danger to your brain. Number 3, look for soft and fresh alternatives. Fresh ricotta, goat cheese, feta, or fresh mozzarella are significantly lower in tyramine and often have better phosphate profiles than the hard, aged blocks. They are safer for your vascular system. And finally, the potassium shield. If you are going to eat cheese, you need to pair it with potassium-rich foods like spinach, avocado, or apricots. Potassium helps your kidneys excrete sodium and relaxes blood vessel walls, counteracting the clamping effect of the cheese. I cannot stress this enough. General advice is not enough when you are navigating the complexities of aging vessels. You need a specific plan that looks at your specific risks. Are you a non-dipper, meaning your blood pressure doesn't drop at night? Do you have elevated homocysteine levels? These are things I look for. If you have been waking up with headaches, feeling brain fog that takes hours to clear, or noticing your blood pressure is erratic, do not ignore these signs. Your body is trying to tell you that your circulation is compromised. Please, take the next step for your health. I have built a sanctuary of information for seniors who refuse to let their health decline simply because of age. Booking a consultation with me is the best way to get a second set of eyes on your habits, eyes that are trained to spot these hidden vascular triggers before they become a medical emergency. Your brain is your independence. Don't let a slice of cheese be the reason you lose it. Be smart about your timing, choose the right varieties, and get personalized guidance. Go to my social media right now to find me.